Well, everyone wants to, of course, be the, or have the Yard of Envy and Garden of Envy in the neighborhood. And every month, of course, our friend Perry from Classic Landscapes and Ellerslie Gift and Garden drops by with some great tips and tricks. And this time I get the feeling that your tips and tricks revolve around Mother's Day.
Well, of course. I mean, obviously we're getting into spring here, so I brought some beautiful flowers. It's the time of year, and we always get excited in our realm of the world at this time of year, of course. And so, you know, the long weekend is obviously the Gardener's Weekend. A lot of people target that, but with Mother's Day coming up this weekend, that's really when things start to pick up for us, and we talk about, you know, different opportunities. And obviously we're looking for some special gifts for the special mothers in our lives. And flowers are always a great start, and so that's why I brought some pretty stuff here today.
Well, let's start with some of the hanging baskets, because that's always a hugely popular one. You know, it kicks around for a lot longer than some other flower varieties. Definitely getting a good variety. You've got what I was told before we went on air is called the Oh Behave variety hanging basket. So why don't you take us through that?
Yeah, the Oh Behave is actually a great one. It's bee with EE for so bees. Yeah, you may or may not know it, but bees actually prefer like purple and yellow flowers. And so when they're pollinating, they'll pollinate a wide range, but if they have their preference, it would be that kind of color. And so a lot of times when you see mixes for pollinators such as bees, you'll see a mix of yellow and purple or hues of purple. It's actually a combination of the bee's knees, which is the yellow petunia there, and the midnight gold, which is a double petunia. Also petunia, but you can see it sort of has a bigger, almost stacked look to the flower, so really cool. The thing that's an advantage with the hanging baskets, of course, is it's no assembly required. We're not going to hand mom something special that she's got to put together, or maybe we're struggling to get it done in time. But they look great right off the bat. They're easy to take care of. One of the tricks that's a great one that we use all the time is, sometimes people will say, well, I don't have anywhere to hang my hanging baskets. Really, it's not something for me, but I have some planters around the house. What you can actually do is just, like I've done with the one in front of you, just take the hanger off, snap it off. You can actually take it right out of the pot and plant it in soil in a planter. Nice. So you have sort of that instant impact. You, of course, can pick your own annuals and do the same thing. They'll take a little bit longer to grow, which is also great. But here it kind of gives you that instant impact, kind of a quicker start to the spring, and something that, you know, is going to give you, again, something that's going to look great right off the bat and easy to take care of. The thing to remember with hanging baskets, though, lots of flowers, lots of plant, not as much soil. So you do have to water them more often to keep them looking good.
Good to know. And speaking of water, I mean, you're not really watering, but you are putting them in water. You've got cut flowers, always a great option for mom or any, you know, hey, it's National Teacher Appreciation Day. Maybe appreciate your teacher with some cut flowers. But what do we need to know in terms of varieties that are currently available and taking care of them?
Yeah, chrysanthemums are really popular. These are called chrysanthemum sprays. Try to say that 5 times fast. The spray, when we talk about it, just has multiple blooms on one stem. Obviously, roses, as we know, single stem, single flower. And carnations are the vintage sort of Mother's Day flower, and that's what I've got just off to the far left here. Available in a wide variety of colors. One of the things we like to, you know, see people do is when they come in and go through with the florist, they can pick things that they know they like. I mean, there's bouquets ready-made, of course, and you can do that, but sometimes you need to put a little extra time into it and pick things that you're going to be a part of. We can help you make a bouquet and put it together, something that's going to be a little unique
Mix
for
and
you.
Match and
100%.
You know, and also if you know what the person who you're giving it to likes, right? They say, you know, I want a couple carnations, some roses, whatever.
That is the best, and frankly, like if you pick wildflowers too, I mean, it's the thought that counts, and that is absolutely true. And when we talk about flowers, and putting in a little extra effort is always appreciated.
And now you've got a couple of succulents down in front of us while we have a bit of time. What have you got going on with those? Yeah,
one of the things that's getting really popular now is this sort of terrarium idea where we have, again, you mentioned succulents. Succulents are super easy to take care of. Here's like a succulent bowl. It's got some decorative rock and stuff in it. Again, succulents are really easy to take care of. They don't require a lot of water. You don't water them that often. They'll take up the water when they get it. So you can kind of neglect them to an extent. Again, something that's easy for the home office or the office at work. You know, even smaller displays like what we have in the middle here. And we even have a miniature garden that's kind of its own ecosystem you can plant. And it's the one here that actually helps keep the moisture in. Nice. Kind of gives a cool sort of rainforest vibe. Again, on a smaller scale. And it's just something that's a little bit unique and different. Doesn't mean you can't, you know, pair with a bouquet of roses. But there's lots of options there this Mother's Day.
Why not both?
Why not both?
Exactly. Well, thank you very much, Perry, for all of those tips and tricks. And, of course, for more great ideas on how you can check out Classic Landscaping and Ellerslie Gift and Garden. They are, of course, located at 100th Street and 6th Avenue. And for more info, you can, of course, call 780-988-9888 or visit them online at classicgardens.ca. You can also follow them through their Twitter handle at Classic Landscape. Stay with us. We'll be right back after the break.